What's going on, What family? Today we're going to be unboxing and presenting the Macician Alpha Mini. Mini. It has been in my shop now for 2 weeks, and I've not had any opportunity to tackle it because I have a bunch of other bikes I needed to review. But today's the day, my beautiful people. As I mentioned in one of the shorts that I had, the Macician Alpha is going to come to you in 2 separate boxes, just like the Anioki will come in 2 separate boxes, and some other bikes like the Hora Romeo will also come in 2 separate boxes. And the reason they come in 2 separate boxes mainly is because of shipping costs, right? FedEx, UPS, they have a weight limit, and when you include the battery, or like in the case of the Anioki, when you include that front motor and that front wheel, it just makes the box too heavy. So it comes to 2 separate boxes. Now, this particular model, just like the Macician Alpha, it comes with 2 battery, a battery in the down tube and a rear rack battery, which in this case the batteries come in a separate box, not the front. This doesn't have a front motor, so that's going to be in that box, and the batteries are going to come separate with 2 separate chargers. So you get charger A, charger B. You get the rear, the rear rack. The down tube and the rear rack battery. So we're going to go ahead and take this out, put this to charge. I'll show you the charger in a second, and then we're going to unbox the bike. Now, this is how, again, I don't know if you guys, I know some of you guys don't, but here, our FedEx people, they're really horrible, man. It says don't put this upside down. They always put it upside down. And again, to their defense somewhat, the actual drivers, sometimes they're not even well equipped. My driver doesn't even have a dolly to offload packages. So anyway, but having said that, there is some damage on the box. Hopefully there's no damage to the bike. This side looks clean. I did get the white model, the glossy white. So anyway, let me unbox this. Let's start with the batteries. I gotta tell you, I really love the box for the charger. Note, charger A and B compatible for charging both front and rear batteries. But it comes in a very cool box. And it's a big, heavy charger, very similar to the chargers for the Anioki, if you're familiar with those chargers. Very nice. Wow, they really packaged this battery like super, super good. So this is the rear rack battery. Same thing for the down tube battery, but it's in this plastic airbag. I'm gonna take this out, but I mean, it's really nice. All right, guys, so here are the 2 batteries. That's the down tube. On the battery itself, I'm not sure if you can read that. It says 7220 amp hours. And on the down tube, it says 72 volt, 10 amp hours. So you get a total of 30 amp hours for this bike. My opinion, not enough. There's not enough amp hours on this bike. The bike is just too powerful for 72 volt. Just to give you a comparison, right? My Anioki, just to give you a comparison, my Anioki 72 volt has 70 amp hours. So you have a 72 volt that's a powerful bike with 70 amp hours, and you have probably a more powerful bike, and we're going to do the test. If it's anything like the Alpha, and it's supposed to be mirror image of the Alpha, much more powerful bike, much more torque, a lot more torque than you get on my Anioki, and yet I got more than double the amount of amp hours on the Anioki than I do on this Alpha. Now, to be fair, when we let's talk about price. That Anioki bike retail is expensive, right? It's almost $4,000. If you use the code, you're only going to get it slightly under 4,000. It's not that much of it's an expensive bike compared to this. This is, it's under $3,000 when you include shipping and everything. It's just under $3,000 for this Macician Alpha. I like the Alpha. Now this Mini, we'll see how much I like it. I'm anticipating that I'm going to really, really like this Mini because I like smaller bikes since I'm 5'7". So I really like smaller bikes. But at 30 amp hours, man, I know I'm not going to get the range that I really need and want when riding this bike unless I do a lot of pedaling and not go, balls to the wall with the bike. But let's continue unboxing. All right, guys, this is how it looks. Look at this other very nice box of accessories that we will take a look at in a second. Let me just put this over here. Is the wheel separate? No, it's tied up. But there's the seat, rack. That's pretty much how it looks on the inside of the box. So let's take the bike out. All right, let's see what we get in this accessory box. Very fancy. Okay, so we have the assembly manual, Allen wrenches that I have a million of. You have your headlight. This headlight, my beautiful people, is extremely good. So I'm going to lay this out over here. We have the screws for the kickstand. We have a small wrench. Oh, check this out. A spare rear derailleur. This does not look, it's got to be just a bracket for the derailleur. It's not a derailleur. And then you have metal pedals that we will not be using. But that's pretty much it for what's in it. All right, guys, now that we have the bike in this position, I got that front wheel on. I'm going to go ahead and add flat out right now to both tires. That way when I turn it upside down, I don't have to mess with it. But we're going to do that. And right now, let's go over what came in the box. These are the pedals that I'm going to be using. Maraca pedals. They're LED pedals. I really love them. Those are the ones that come on the bike that we will not be using. There's the kickstand that we have to install, and those are the screws and nuts for the kickstand. Now, as I mentioned on most of my recent reviews, kickstands are important to me. You don't want these heavy bikes to fall. I already had that happen to me with my Motor Goat. I broke the brake lever, broke the mirror because the bike's heavy, and the kickstand that they gave me after I installed the battery wasn't the right size and wasn't the right kickstand. And I mentioned it in the video, so I'm not going to readdress that, but just understand, kickstands are important. And yet, in my opinion, they're the most neglected part of the bike. Not a fan of this one. This part here is plastic. So not a big fan of this kickstand. So I will be getting an aftermarket all metal solid kickstand to replace this one. It came with that derailleur piece. Again, I talked about the headlight. That headlight, it's small, but it is powerful, people. Then it comes with a metal fender, and I'm not a big fan of metal fenders because they tend to, when you're riding, if rock kicks, they make noise, and I like a quiet ride. So that's what's in the box. Now let's continue to put this bike together. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is that the batteries do come with a power indicator on. So this one's showing that it's fully charged or close to fully charged. And then the other one's showing that it's the down tube battery is showing that it's not fully charged, but I'll show you. But they do have, is it on this? Let me see if it's on this side. Yeah, it's right here. As you can see. So there you have it, wow family, the Macician Alpha Mini. Gotta tell you, I really love the size of the bike. So right now what I want to do is just go over the specs of the bike. We're gonna start in the front as always. The bike rides on 24 by 4-inch fat tires. It comes with these, the brands are Black Cats, and they're also known as the Allscape tires. If you look at any one of my videos, especially my recent videos, I have put this as one of my affiliates. These are my favorite all-terrain tires. For road purposes or for road tires, I like the Ultraverse, but basically the same company. Now, look at that rotor, guys. That is a big rotor, 203 millimeter rotor. When you're looking at the brakes, they're Star Union quad piston hydraulic brakes. It has an integrated brake cutoff switch, which is kind of important, especially on a bike that's this powerful. Now, with a lot of the e-bikes, you're either going to get a metal fender or a plastic. Now these are metal. I actually prefer the plastic version because they're just less, they're not as noisy as these, because these, when you get rocks and stuff, you'll hear it. They also can, if they get loose, you're gonna hear it, and they're not as easily adjustable. So I'm not a big fan of that. Now this bike comes with this cheap reflector in the front, but that headlight is not cheap. That is an extremely powerful headlight. You'll see, we're gonna do a night ride. You'll see how that looks. Now, comes with these awesome forks. The suspension on this is amazing. I added this bag. Again, all the accessories that I added, they're going to be in the description below. You'll see, if you're interested in them, you can get it. I love this bag. I mean, I like it a lot. I like the reflector. You can put stuff in here. I put all my toolkit in there that I think it's necessary. I think when you're going out for a ride, you never know what's going to happen. So I like to have a small repair kit in there. I also have my camera equipment in there also. Now, here are the Star Union brakes. We're gonna go over the cockpit in a little bit, but let's go over the back. I want you to check out this frame, guys. It is beautiful. Look at the, I mean, you can't tell the welds. I mean, they did a phenomenal job with this frame. I also love this black and white color, or the white with the black accent color to it. If you follow this channel, you know that is my favorite. It comes with that down tube battery. Now that's a 20 amp hour battery. It's a 72 volt, 20 amp hour battery. I really like when it's integrated into the tube. The only issue with that is obviously the size, right? This is a 72-volt bike. It's an extremely powerful bike. Even though it has 2 batteries, and we're going to talk about that rear battery in a minute, you know, 30 amp hours on a 72 bike that is this powerful, if you're using throttle, you're not getting a lot of miles, or at least the miles that I need. But we'll talk about that as we go along. If you look at the cranks, and we'll look at the chain ring on the other side, it is a big chain ring, but the cranks aren't long, so it minimizes pedal strikes. Look at that suspension, guys. Look at that rear suspension. It is amazing. If you go here, it's adjustable. It's a DMN shock. I mean, I really like it. But the position of it, it's a little hard to get to. It's here. And then if I needed to add air, there's the air component here. They since fixed it, because the other one on the Alpha, the original Alpha, is a little harder to get to. At least here they made it easier. But I like it. I like it a lot. We go back, we got that same 203 millimeter rotor in the back. We have this kickstand. I talked about it, you know, in the beginning. It's okay, not my favorite, and kickstands are what I believe a lot of bikes need improvement on. I added my my pedals, Maraca pedals. These are phenomenal. They're LED. Let me turn it on so you can see that. If I can reach the button. So you have different options here, and I'll just go through them. Love those pedals. Then we have this heavy duty rear rack. Now this rear rack, it's not integrated into the frame. It's bolted on. So just make sure that all these bolts are tight. And I almost forgot a very important part of the bike. I got the version that came with the drop post. If you don't know how that works, it basically, you press this button here to adjust the height. Once you set it, let's say you're coming up to a traffic light, you press that button, it'll drop you down, you can put your feet on the ground, and then when the light turns green, push that button and it'll pop you back up. Really like that feature in this bike, especially for me. I'm a pedal guy, so I'm going to pedal this bike. So I want that full extension as I'm pedaling, and that dropper post is phenomenal for that reason. Plus, again, and I failed to mention, this is a step through, you know, obviously this is a step through model, but the height of it from the floor, it just makes it super easy to get in and out of the bike. And I'll show you how that is, how I get in and out of the bike in a little bit. But again, continuing on the back, I added my basket. It's the same basket that I add to all my bikes. And again, the description or the information on that basket is in the description if you want to buy that. If we come to the back, let's turn on the bike real quick so you can see the lights. All right, so there is the rear tail light, also serves as a brake light. We get the same metal fender in the back. I added that extra light in the top. Let's walk around this side. Guys, look at this freaking motor. This motor is insane. The motor is a customized Bafan 72-volt motor. It has 3,000 watts, or at least that's what its claim is, with a peak of 5,000 watts, guys. And the torque on it is 180 Newton meters of torque. I mean, that's insane to me. So let's look at the cassette. So the cassette is 11 by 32 teeth Shimano cassette. The chain, it's 118 links. And I forget the name of it, but it's Shimano derailleur. Look at that crank. That is, I believe it's a 58 tooth crank. Insane, insane crank, guys. But I love it because it'll allow you to pedal without ghost pedaling for a very, very long time. Now, the claimed top end speed of this bike is 50 miles an hour. We will see during testing. But look at the details. I already talked about how beautiful the frame is, the welding, etc. But look at this guard here. If your chain, if you go over rough terrain and the chain hits the actual frame, it won't mess it up because it has this guard, which is a good detail to the bike. I love when companies, pay attention to the small details of the bike. Then I talked about the battery. The battery is a 72 volt, 10 amp hours for this. Again, a total of 30 amp hours for this bike. Is 30 amp hours sufficient for a 72 volt that goes this fast? We will find out. I don't think so, but we will definitely find out. Now let's go up here. Now I added the mirrors, I added the phone holder, and obviously that's for my camera, but it has these round rubber grips. I actually like them. I like them a lot, to be honest. Then you have, this is your control panel, right? If you look here, there's a lot you can do with the bike, a lot of customization. I'm going to do a separate video on the customization of the bike, only because it'll make this video so long because there's so much you can do here. But right off the bat, you can switch again these up and down arrows. So you have off. First one is eco. Next is tour, sport plus, and boost. Guys, I've been riding this and the Alpha. I hardly ever go past. I tell you, I hardly ever go past Tour or Eco. The bike. There's no need. I mean, I'm doing 40 plus miles an hour. The torque is insane. But here's what's again. I don't know if you can see that on this camera or if it's showing it. But if you hit the power button, you can toggle through a lot of the options, and there's a lot that you can do. Right now I put on 26 miles on it, but if we toggle, you got 26 miles on the odometer. You have max speed. This is how fast I've gotten this bike up to 55 miles an hour, guys. Almost 56, 55.9. It is crazy how powerful and fast this bike is. Again, I rarely ever go that fast, but when I need to, I could. Then if we toggle, we got the average speed of 20 miles an hour so far. We have, my range is 33 miles. You can track calories if you connect your apps to the Bafan app. Cadence and or torque. Right now I have it in cadence sensor. We're gonna switch that to torque. And then time, right? We've been riding it so far for 79 minutes. And then you can set the actual time. Right now it's 7:43 in the morning. We don't have a full battery charge. We're at 93%. One of the things I've noticed so far, this is one of those bikes that you cannot charge it to 100%. I've got it up to 98% and it won't go past 98. That's supposed to be some kind of feature to save the battery. I kind of don't understand it, because if that is actually true, then why don't all companies do that? And I on the ones that actually give me 100%, I don't actually notice or never had an issue. So anyway, moving on, you got plenty of space on this BMX handlebar. One of the things I like about this one compared to the Alpha is that it's low, right? That Alpha sits almost to my upper chest, which is pretty high. Then you have your standard Shimano shifter, 7 gears. Again, I added that. You have a half twist throttle here. Then this button here shuts off your throttle. I'm not a huge fan of this, only because several times, especially on my Alpha, I accidentally hit that, and then didn't realize that I hit it. And when I wanted to take off at a traffic light, I couldn't take off because I didn't, this was shut off. So, you know, it was a little bit of an issue. But that is the overall view of this Alpha, my beautiful people. We're gonna go ahead and take this out for its initial ride. So ride along, my beautiful people. I don't know if you can tell, but that light has to be the brightest light I have in my fleet. It is crazy, crazy bright how light that is. It's almost blinding. All right, well, family, we're gonna go out dashing on the Macician Alpha. It's not gonna be a full test because I'm only gonna ride for a little bit. I'm just starting to get used to the bike, so I haven't ridden it much. So I'm gonna dash a little bit and then continue, get some more feedback from the bike. We still got the initial review to do where we're gonna run it through all the tests. Today's just for me to get a good feel of the bike. I have not been able to move that needle. I don't know what it is. It's been there forever. Everything on. We're at 92% battery. So we're not at a full charge. But again, it's I'm just gonna use this dash as a warm-up. Man, but that is a beautiful looking bike. All right, guys, a couple things about the bike. You actually sit high because of how you have the option to sit high because of the seat. Oh, why is that doing that? Let me fix this. It keeps sending me to, because of how the seat posts this, right? So you're gonna have the ability to sit kind of high on the bike. Oh, let me adjust my mirrors a little bit. Okay. I like the mirror placement too. But you get a good full pedal stroke when you're sitting up here. And again, if you just want to drop the seat post, you press you press the seat post button. Now, right now I'm in Echo and I'm pedaling and I'm switched over to torque. So if you don't know how a torque sensor works, it basically works like a regular pedal bike, right? The more power you give the cranks, the faster you're gonna go. So let's see if it's tied to each setting, because right now I'm in Eco, pedaling, I'm up to 22 miles an hour, 23, 24, 25, 26. The harder I pedal, the faster I go. So I don't think it's tied. 27. Let's see if I give it a little bit more assistance. We're gonna go to Tour. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not sure what each of these assistants are. Wow. In Tour, pedaling, I'm up to 29, 30, 31. Wow. It does give you a lot of, you can hear the brake rubbing as I go faster. On the front brake. Oh yeah, you can fly. Let's see if I go up to Sport. I'm at 33, 34, 35, but you lose, or at least I lose the ability to give it power in torque. But if we, use throttle, 41, 42. Let me come up here. So, I got my first order. I'm gonna take that 2 miles for $10. I'm sure you heard me when I hit the brakes. You heard that metal sound with the brakes. That's normal with this bike, all right? Let me drop this down because I don't need to be in and sport. That's normal with this bike, so.
In a quarter-mile, turn left on Southwest 57th Street.
But yeah, guys, so the bike is extremely powerful. It's a good pedal bike. It's probably the best torque sensor I've had on a bike. I mean, you saw I got up to high 30s without ghost pedaling.
Turn left on
But
Southwest 57th
I can't go faster than that.
Turn right
And
on
this bike,
Southwest 54th
this bike on my initial run, as you saw, I got this thing up to 55 miles an hour. It's crazy. We won't be doing that today.
54th Avenue.
Because today I just want to get a good feel for the bike. I did not start off with the full battery charge. So I want to be out here for at least 2 hours. Make some money while I'm testing the bike out. Get a good feel for the bike. It's one of the reasons why I like to dash, is because it gives me the ability to make some money while I'm doing these tests. And it gives you a real good real world experience, right? Because some of you guys are gonna want this bike to run errands in, you know, basically replace your car, which is what I highly recommend. And some of you guys might be interested in using this for dashing, making some money. We'll see how it does. Now, again, today's just initial run, just to get a feel for the bike. I will do the initial review with all my testing tomorrow, and I will do a full dash with the full battery charge to see how that works for range, and then we'll do a range test. But going up this hill, oh man, like butter. Look, we're increasing. This is the overpass. 37, 38, and still 39, and still climbing. I mean, there's no absence of power in this bike. Absolutely none. Let me shut off DoorDash though, because I forgot to shut it off. When I shut it off, I'll pause it. All right, so let me go ahead and grab this first order. Man, one thing for sure, in comparison to the Alpha, this bike is easy to handle. That Alpha is not easy to handle. Man, this is sweet. All right, I gotta grab the order, which is inside here. Bro, this place, I don't know how the cigarette smoke here, like, gagging me. It's crazy. I don't know how people can sit here and gamble for hours. Good morning. I gotta pick up for Bianca.
Yeah. Looking at her right now. It's about to be done.
Okay, thank you. Up. It's a mile here and a mile there. $10, not bad. Alrighty then. Let's head up there. All right, let's go drop this off. Look at that beautiful guitar, man. I love that hotel. A lot of people don't like it, but I'm one of those people that love it. All right, we're down to like 86% battery, right? Now we got another order 8. I'm gonna take that. That's what I was saying. I'm not too confident this bike is gonna give me a lot of range. So
turn right, then turn right.
For dashing purposes, that might be an issue because I need to get at least 40 miles of range on a bike. And I'm not sure this bike is gonna give me that.
Turn right.
I mean, you do get to pedal a lot, so that does increase how much miles you're gonna get. But
drop off on the left.
Like I mentioned, the bike just has too much power. And you don't need to use the throttle at all because the torque sensor is super sensitive or responsive.
Drop off on the left.
So you get to accelerate like crazy. I used to get fists when I get these orders, but I need the exercise, man. So I'm going up 4 flights of stairs. Just gotta figure out which side is 4. All right, 1 down. Let's go pick up the next one. God, I like this bike. Damn, I really like this bike. All right, guys, drop that off. And I got another Walgreens order. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up.
Make a slight left turn, then turn right on Sterling Road.
So I switched this bike to from torque sensor to cadence sensor because I was noticing that it was really jerky when you get the bike up to speed, right? Once you get to about 30, like right now, I'm in cadence, and it's a much smoother ride. So I'm gonna test out cadence now. Torque is great, but when you're delivering food and drinks, you want a smooth ride. So I switched to cadence, and right now it seems really, really nice. A really good ride. So for deliveries, cadence is probably gonna be your best bet. Now, you're not gonna get the workout. If you're intending to get a little bit of a workout, you're not gonna get it in cadence unless you drop it down to eco mode or eco. And then in eco, you get full tension all the way up to 32 miles an hour, 33 around there. And again, guys, all this stuff is in the full review. I go over all of it about the suspension, etc. So, I'm really liking how this bike rides. This is a great, great bike. All right, so we got another shop order. I didn't give you the numbers on the other one, but the first one was $10 for 2 miles. That second one was $9.50 for 1.5 miles. And this one, I think it's 8. We'll see what it is. I am a huge, huge fan of this bike, man. It is so nimble. Quiet, nimble, powerful. Let's just hope we get a decent range with it. I love it, guys. I love it. Great. I mean, it's really easy to get in and out of traffic. Nimble. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with this bike. And I really think
Turn left, then turn right.
even though it's in cadence right now, I still think I'm gonna get a lot of range out of it because you pedal it, the motor engages, then you can coast. Now, one thing I am noticing is that rear suspension is really, really, I mean, it's great. It's really loose, so it's bouncing in the back very easily. And again, if you're delivering drinks, that's not gonna be ideal. So, and the same thing happened with the big one, with the Alpha and the Wire. They were so big that back would bounce like, oh, I hit my mirror. Anyways, I am back here again. Let me drop this off. And we'll continue to ride, man. I am having a lot of fun on this bike. All right, guys, as I was saying before, that last order that I got is what you're commonly gonna get. So this is for the guys that are coming down for my challenge. If you're coming down from the challenge, unlike in your area, and I'll brief this, on when we go to dinner the night before, but I'll brief it. Down here, what you should strive to get is $2 per mile, right? $2 per mile. But your average orders are going to be between 1 and 3 miles, right? This isn't downtown Chicago or Manhattan where everything's really close and you'll get orders. Most of your orders will be less than a mile and a half, right? Here that's not going to be the case. Everything's spread out. We don't have huge apartment buildings or anything like that, or at least in the area where I'm at. Downtown Fort Lauderdale, yeah, you'll get that, but we're not going to be working downtown Fort Lauderdale. We're going to be working the south end of Broward County. All right, let me get this team picked up. Oh my God. All right, sweetie, I got to pick up DoorDash pickup.
She's out. Okay.
Yeah.
Or she at least entertained.
All right, I think this delivery is going to be in an apartment complex that it's a pain in the ass to get in. No, let's see if I'm right. But it's less than a half a mile, so.
700
Oh no, it's not.
Harding Street will be on the right.
It's not. Complex, which is good. I think that was my first DoorDash pickup. Yeah, $6.35 for 1 mile. That's good. That's real good. And that was my first DoorDash pickup. McDonald's. So see, this one's iffy because it's only $2.45 for a mile, but it's within my falls under my requirement of McDonald's, and the Cali Cafe is right across the street. So this was
In 300 feet.
This was good.
In 500 feet, McDonald's will be on the left.
That took a long minute, man. Oh, what a pain in the booty. We're going to Sheridan. Okay, this isn't far.
What brand is that?
Magician.
Magician.
It's a great bike.
Is it really?
Phenomenal. It's so I have this channel, so I review e-bikes, and I can tell you this is probably the best e-bike I've ever ridden on.
So what kind of price range are these?
All out the door about $2,800.
28. That ain't bad.
No, it's
That is not bad at all.
I think it's a steal.
What? How fast will this one go?
It can really fast.
Because I know they say what, 22 miles an hour.
28 is the legal.
Legal.
Yeah, for e-bikes.
But I know they'll run faster than that.
Yeah, this one you can unlock it. You can unlock it with you go into the app. You can unlock it, and then it goes way too fast for a bike.
Really?
Yeah, way too fast.
Way too fast.
Yeah, way. Just like super fast. But
Actual motorcycle.
yes, but it's a phenomenal bike. And if you want to learn it, if you go to my channel, you'll see all the review on that bike.
On YouTube?
Yep. So it's Watt Hustle. It's right there.
How you doing?
Hi, how you doing?
Food.
Just drop that off. I need stairs, yeah, because I'm not going. Got another one. This is $4.50 for 1 mile. Okay, here's our other pickup. Oh, Vicky's is coming here? Oh, wow. Coming soon, Vicky's. That's good, because they get a lot of orders from Vicky's. We'll have that store. Hopefully this thing is ready. Start shopping. It's only one thing. Hola, buenas. Necesito conseguir eso. That was really good. My bike didn't even shut off. Direction, that's
Northeast. Then,
right across
in
the
400
street.
feet, turn left.
Yeah, but it's an apartment complex, so that means I'm gonna have to take it up to their apartment if I can get in, which is another issue on that apartment complex. It's 120 compass. I wanted to work out today. I'm definitely getting the workout. Okay, I got 2 orders, the one in First Watch and the one in Starbucks. And then I got a third order The other one came on Uber Eats, but I could. After I accepted it, I realized I couldn't take it. It's on the opposite direction, and these two are not going to the same customer. So I canceled that other one, which sucks. Third time. You know what's interesting? I find myself not using the seat post or dropper. I mean, the seat dropper. I find myself not using it at all. All right, so let's drop off. I think it's a Starbucks, which is right here. I should have kept that. Uber Eats order, because it was 1 mile for $8. I could have delivered all of these in time. All right, so this one might be at the Marriott, I think. We'll see how these drinks are when we get there, but I will say this is extremely bumpy, man. I gotta figure out the suspension because it shouldn't be this bumpy, and it's my only complaint right now with the bike. Because I thought that I was gonna have an issue with the weight of the bike because it's still just as heavy as the big one. But I don't have an issue with that. It's so low to the ground that moving the 135 pounds, I can't remember what it is, but I'll put it up here. The bike weighs is super easy. I mean, super easy. And it handles like a dream, but like I said, I gotta play with the suspension because it's too bouncy. I need it to be a little stiff and not bounce up like it's currently bouncing. So we'll see how the drinks are when I get there. Let's see how this came out. Let me show you the back. Bada bing. Oh, not bad, not bad. 2 ice drinks, perfect. I got to pick up for James.
All right, I'll be on in a second, man.
All right, pick that up. It's right across the delivery is right across the street. We are here. Come on. And it's apartment 108. Let me see if it's on the other side. Nope, it's on this side. 108. Wow, very nice. Very, very nice. So I did 6. I've been online for an hour and a half. DoorDash, I'm at $30. Uber Eats, I'm at $27. So $50, hour and a half. Let's continue. Although I may not continue. I may start heading north. If I get something, I'll take it. But I'm gonna start heading north. So we've gone, let's see, in terms of Strava, almost 20 miles. I got 62% battery left. That's actually not bad at all. Not bad at all. I'm super impressed on the range. And I have not been taking it easy. So I have been pedaling though, but I have not been taking it easy. Although I have not hit it anywhere near top speed. So, all right, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, start heading north. If I get something, I'll take it. I want to be selective as to what I pick up because I don't want to go east. I'm going to stay west. Just to give you guys an idea how fast this thing goes. Here we go. We got 50% battery. Throttle only. We're already at 37, 39, 40, 42, 43, 44, 46. 46 in a very heavy one. 47. I'm gonna catch this truck. Yeah, we're not. Let's see, we get on radar. 35 on radar. 35 on the display. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna head back to the house. I'll give you my final numbers. And my first initial thought, this is the first real ride that I've done. Tomorrow I'm gonna do the full review on it. So stay tuned. Subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed, guys. You know what I'm excited about too, that I have not talked about it because it's still a ways before I get here. Supposed to be in about 30 days, I should be getting the Wired Viper. That bike, my friends, it's going to be insane. All right, let me get to the house. I'll give you my final numbers when I get there. All right, One Family, we are done for today. The initial ride on this bike and the initial dash with this bike. Amazing. Really, really love it. I'm gonna give you some negatives though, because it's not a single bike that's perfect. So, just like the Macician Alpha, it's extremely bouncy. So I have to play around with the rear suspension on it, and I might need to change the tires because it's bouncy, and as a dasher you don't want it to be bouncy. Now, we had no issues. We did deliver some drinks, but we didn't deliver any hot drinks, and that's where the issue is with the hot drinks. But that's the only true negative I have about the bike. I thought I was going to have issues with the weight because, as I mentioned, this bike weighs just as much as the big bike. But no, it feels really light, really nimble. As you saw, I was going in and out of traffic, up on the sidewalk, making turns, sharp turns. Really impressed with how this bike handles and maneuvers. Really, really like that. The other thing that's somewhat of a negative for me is that as a delivery driver, using torque on this wasn't good for me. So every time, if I pedaled and you stop giving pressure, it drops too much and it becomes like a stop and go situation. Really jerky. Again, I don't want that. So I switched to cadence, and man, was that a world of difference. But now let's go over here, see if it's still on. Yeah, it hasn't turned off yet because we haven't been off a lot. But we got 44% battery. Let's go to Strava. We went 26.8 miles. Total time, 1 hour and 50 minutes. Average speed was 14.6, according to this. I'll double check that. But in fact, let's hit that so we can see what the max speed was. And give me a second. All right, so I finished it, so I got the whole all the summary here. Again, distance 26.83. Max speed was 81.1. And we rode for 1 hour and 50 minutes. Average speed 14.4. Great ride. Again, great ride. Let's see how much we made. DoorDash, we made $29. Uber Eats, $27.40. So what is that? 56? 27, 57, 29, yeah, 56.40. So we made 56.40. Not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. So, highly recommend the bike. I'm telling you, for the price, you can get this bike for less than $3,000. And if you use the link below, you're gonna save money. If you use my discount link, you're gonna save money getting the bike. Another negative, though, I'm gonna talk about one other negative. The bike has no turn signals at all, which, as I always said, it's a amenity or a feature on a bike that I believe all bikes should have, but I'm going to tell you it's overrated because most of us don't even use it. But I do use turn signals once in a while, and it'd be nice to have turn signals, and this bike doesn't have any turn signals. So that's a negative. Again, guys, in my full review, we're going to go through the actual control panel so you guys can see how you can customize this bike to the way you like it. And then we're going to run it through the full test, through all the pedal assists and all that, so you guys can get a full understanding on how well this bike goes. And it'll give me and during that full review, I would have put already more than 500 miles on it, or maybe this time I'm going to do it only 200 miles. I'll put on 200 miles on it so I can fully know the ins and outs of the bike. and then we can do the full review on it. But man, do I like the bike. Not disappointed. I am not disappointed at all with this bike. Anyway, guys, ride, hustle, repeat.